Gentlemen, in the picture you've just witnessed, you've seen the underworld's challenge, and your government's answer to that challenge. Now, you men have been chosen to represent your government in the fight to stamp out the criminal element of our nation. The Federal Bureau of Investigation trains you to meet the hoodlum on his own ground. It arms you to fight the gangster with his own weapon. Your training gives you every advantage over an underworld that has pursued its vicious course with total disregard for the life and property of decent citizens. But remember, there are no rules in the game of justice versus crime. All criminals are rats and should be treated as such. Your training is just beginning. Now it's up to you. Work hard, train hard. Because when you're full-fledged agents, you'll have to fight hard. Go to it. Good luck. Over, G-Man. Why, tomorrow you'll be mingling with some of our best criminals.
If the director hadn't sent for you to act as our instructor for a few months, I doubt if I'd have made the grade.
So you think as a teacher I was a pushover, huh?
Oh, no. No, I merely meant that...
I understand what you mean, Ron. And thanks for the compliment. But your real teachers are the criminals you're going to run into from now on. They'll chalk up a lesson every time you meet them. And if you don't pass, curtains. 5 years ago, a soft-hearted parole board released one of our sweetest specimens. Since then, he's been mixed up in more crimes than you believe it possible for any one man to commit and get away with. We have very good reason to believe he's hiding somewhere in California with his 5 sons. I understand he rules them with an iron hand, and he's trained them each to be a specialist in crime. For a start, he's one man we've got to get and get soon.
I don't care if 50 G-men are arriving by plane tomorrow. I think the whole bunch of you are yellow. No son of mine is going to tell me whether their job is safe or whether it isn't. I make the decisions here and do all the thinking. Don't forget that.
Well, I ain't yellow. Give me your gun and I'll bump Dick Tracy.
Shut up. Sit down, kid.
We're going to pull off that job tomorrow at 12 o'clock, just as I planned it. And you all know what to do.
No, sir, Mr. Tracy's not here. I'm expecting him at any moment. Yes, I'll be glad to. Mr. Tracy's office. Oh, yes, Mr. Field. No, Mr. Tracy's not arrived as yet. Yes, I'll be glad to. I'll tell him the moment he comes in. Goodbye.
Things are coming to life around here with Tracy on his way back. Eh, Gwen?
I can't wait to see him.
Neither can I. Let's see. It's been almost 3 minutes.
Come on, you public nuisance number 1.
Where's Dick?
Yeah, where is he?
You're both a little early. He hasn't arrived yet.
And they're both bad detectives, too, Gwen.
Dick!
I was 10 feet behind them all the way down the hall.
Hiya, Chief.
Oh, it's great to see you.
Well, this is what I call a real welcome. I'm glad to see you all. I want to meet a newcomer, Special Agent Ron Merton. This is my secretary, Miss Andrews.
Hello.
How do you do?
Special Agent Steve Lockwood.
How do you do?
How are you, Steve?
And this is Mike McGurk, Super Sleuth.
Glad to meet you. If you ever need any help figuring out things, just call on me.
Thanks.
And this is Junior, one of my most capable assistants.
Glad to meet you, Mr. Merton.
How do you do, Junior? I feel as though I've known all of you for a long while. Mr. Tracy's told me so much about you.
All for you, Mr. Tracy, and all important.
All right, Gwen. Oh, Steve, will you show Ron the lab while I go through these? Excuse me, Ron.
Certainly. Okay, this way, Ron.
Just file this one. Hello? Dick Tracy speaking. Oh, yes, Mr. Ward. Surely, I'll send an agent right over. Ron.
Pardon me.
Gee, he sure is a swell guy, isn't he?
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
No time like the present to go to work, Ron. The Ward Trust and Bonding Company has just requested a special agent to accompany $500,000 across town. Your first assignment. You'll find the details on this card.
Right.
I'll pick you up at that bank and we'll take Junior back to school.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Here they come, Park.
That van up ahead must be deaf.
Yeah, you better turn off this alley at the next intersection.
But, sir, we're not supposed to leave our specified route.
I know it. But I have a hunch this is not on the level.
Gas sure finished those guards in a hurry. There wasn't a peep out of them.
Hello, Mr. Tracy.
Hello, Malloy. The Ward bonding shipment arrived yet?
No, sir. It's about 8 minutes late. I was beginning to wonder about it.
I'll check back over its route. If it doesn't arrive in 5 minutes, send out a general alarm.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter, Mr. Tracy?
I don't know, Junior, but we're going to find out.
It's almost through. Be careful you don't get a whiff of that gas when she comes open.
Get over.
Something is wrong, Junior.
Hurry it up, boys.
The only car that's come out of this alley in the last 15 minutes, Mr. Tracy, was a Whiteman storage van.
Which way did it go?
I believe it went down that way.
Thanks.
Certainly was a nice piece of work.
Yeah. Went out slick. But the G-man, he...
What about the G-man?
You didn't figure on gas masks.
Well, come on, what happened?
Don't worry. You won't cause us any trouble.
Kid plugged him. He had a gun on, champing me.
Suppose you made sure he was dead?
Well, he dropped without making a sound.
Did you make sure he was dead? How do you know you haven't left a witness behind who can identify you all?
Slow down.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna make sure of that G-man.
Kid'll get him.
Drive to the city dump.
Why, hello, kid.
I'm not the kid. Now get going.
Sure.
Yeah, just went around the corner, heading in the direction of the city dump.
Thanks.
Okay.
Slow down. That's the man I'm supposed to meet.
Run. Run. Stay with him, Junior.
That car catches us, I'll blast you. Take that next time.
Anybody see what happened to the men inside of that cab?
It burst into flames before I got here. Maybe that man can tell you. He was the first one here.
First one I ever seen. I was no more than 20 feet away when it happened.
What about the people inside?
Poor fellas, they never had a chance. The driver still seemed to be conscious. I tried to get to him, but suddenly the cab was a mass of blazing flames.
You live in the neighborhood?
No, I live over the other side of town. I just happened to be walking this way today. You know, the old business, looking for a job.
Quite a walk.
Yeah.
Especially with a broken ankle. You'll be needing a doctor to fix that fracture.
I tell you, I broke my ankle when I was trying to help those people out of the wreck.
What did you do with that gun after you shot Special Agent Merton?
I never had a gun. I don't know what you're talking about.
Make a paraffin test of his right hand. Hello? Lockwood speaking.
This is Gwen, with the hospital. Hold the line. Mr. Tracy wants to speak with you.
We got him into that iron lung just in time. The nerves controlling his breathing muscles were paralyzed by 2 of the bullets.
Mr. Lockwood's on the phone.
Thank you. Hello, Steve. The doctor says Ron will pull through.
That's good news, Dick.
He's still unconscious, but when he comes to, we'll be able to identify that man we're holding.
We've just taken a paraffin test of his right hand.
Yep, they show up all right, Chief.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's guilty.
Lock him up. I'll be at the lab in 20 minutes.
Okay, Dick. Lock him up, boys.
Pa, Dick Tracy's got the kid. He's gonna pin the whole rap on him.
What about the other G-man?
Still living. They got him in an iron lung over at the receiving hospital.
Has he talked?
Not yet. He's been out like a light since they picked him up.
They'll have a hard time burning the kid if that G-man never talks.
He's not going to.
This will check for those footprints we found along the bottom of the ditch.
I got it, Chief. I got all the dope on Joe Hanner, the driver of that taxi cab. It was just like you said. I went to the cab company with the number of the cab's license plates, and they gave me his pictures, his fingerprint, and everything.
Well, Joe Hanner shouldn't be hard to trace.
I think I know where he's gone. I found out he has a brother living in Salt Lake City. I checked all the ticket agencies and showed him Joe's picture. A clerk for the Speedhound Bus Company said he remembered a guy that looked like Hanner buying a ticket for Salt Lake.
Good work, Mike. That's using the old noodle. If we bring Hanner back here, a lot of missing pieces will fit into the puzzle.
Why do you suppose he beat it?
Very obvious. He didn't want to identify his passenger. You and Mike hop the plane for Salt Lake and bring Hanner back.
Right.
Hello? Yes? Oh. All right. Yes, I'll be right over.
What's happened?
We've lost a great guy, Gwen. Ron's gone. It was only this morning I sent Ron on his first assignment. Gee, he was proud. Proud of that first job. I'm going to finish that job point, Gwen. There won't be a rat left in the underworld who'll be allowed to forget why Ron Merton died. This is a cast of the tire tracks left by the car in which the gang made their getaway. Notice the distinct flaw that appears on the tire, caused by a defect in the mold used in making it. Now, there are not more than a dozen retread tire shops in the city. Check on each of them. Find one with a corresponding flaw in the tire mold. Then get a list of persons to whom such tires were sold. Get going.
G-men are holding a suspect whom they believe Hanner will identify as the man who did the fatal shooting.
I guess it's all up with the kid now. Why, the best mouthpiece in the country couldn't save him. If that taxi driver puts a finger on him.
Yeah, if it wasn't for him, the kid would have a chance. They'd have a hard time proving he was in that cab.
I've got a plan that'll keep Hanner from ever laying eyes on the kid.
Snub, drive straight to the ridge with that equipment.
Okay.
You leave in the sedan about a half an hour. I'll pick up Champ and meet you tonight at the beam station.
Right.
Hello, Mr. Tracy. I've located the shop where those tires are made. 203 South Norman.
Wait for me there. I'll be right over.
I discovered the flaw you're speaking of after I'd struck off about 3 sets of tires. I had the mold repaired right away.
Well, that narrows the search down considerably. What became of those tires?
Why, that fellow who owns the electrical shop across the street said he wanted it for some friends of his. So I sold him 2 sets. That's him now.
Thank you. We'll question him. That car has the same kind of tires we're looking for. I'm going to follow it and see where it goes. You question the men in the shop.
I figured anything was better than getting mixed up with that stock gang, so I lit out.
So it was Kid Stark that did the shooting.
Yeah. My life wasn't worth 2 cents being a witness to it. Why, they'd have rubbed me out in no time at all. You guys will have to give me plenty of protection until the rest of that gang is rounded up.
You'll get it all right.
That's him. Come on. Park the car off the road, Sam. We got to step on it. There's not much time. All right, keep quiet and you won't get hurt. Okay, Jim, time up. Get up. Come on. Keep watch outside.
Hey, what are you guys up to? Broadcasting a beam signal. There's a ship in the air coming in on it.
You're telling us.
Funny, we were almost off it. Better veer north a little.
Stick him up there.
What are they up to in here? They wrecked the beam, cut it off, then smashed all the equipment. What ships are in the air? Flight 9 coming in from Salt Lake. And there's a low ceiling. They'll need the beam. The minute the beam cut out, they probably circle and headed for another port. They're in constant touch with the airfield anyway.
Well, can we listen in on their reports?
Everything's wrecked in here. But the fellow who works the day shift has a receiving radio in his plane. It's on the field outside. Come on.
I'll give it 15 more minutes.
Listen.
Calling Municipal Airport. Flight 9 checking in. Flight 9 calling the airport. Calling the airport. Flight 9 calling Municipal Airport.
Municipal Airport back. Go ahead, Flight 9.
Flying at 3,000 feet. Airspeed 180.
Visibility poor. Beam coming in strong.
Flight 9 reports the beam coming in strong.
But that couldn't be. One of them kept looking at his watch, and at a certain time they cut the switch.
That's it. When they cut off that beam, the rest of the gang started a false one somewhere. A false beam that is leading the ship to disaster. How long would it take you to warn the airport to broadcast a message to that plane?
I could drive to a phone in 5 minutes.
Is this ship gassed up?
Yes.
I'm taking off to pick up that false beam to locate its source. You get to that phone and warn the airport before it's too late. Hurry.
Contact!
Come in, Flight 9. Visibility still poor. Figure we've cleared the Coldwater Mountain range. Beam signal strong.
Fool trying to do?
It's Dick Tracy. He's trying to warn us. Right.
Airport, Flight 9 calling.
Municipal Airport. Jones answering. Go ahead, Flight 9.
Dick Tracy's plane crashed at azimuth north, 48 degrees west. Distance approximately 28 miles from your position. Wrecked in flame. Send a rescue party immediately. That's all.
Load the stuff on the truck. Stop, drive the truck to town.
Right.
Stop.
match to that fingerprint.
It'll do. We can identify people from much less of a fingerprint than that. And I'm hoping this print will lead us directly to the Stark gang. We'll shoot this to Washington in a few hours. We'll know all about Snub.
That's a funny name.
That's his moniker.
Moniker? What's that mean, Mr. Lockwood?
Well, that's his nickname. If he's a criminal, he'll probably have that on file, too.
The G-men know all the crooks' monikers?
Well, most of them.
Gee.
Gwen, get me Washington on the teletype, please.
Yes, sir.
Identification Division, FBI, Washington, D.C. Teletype me all information you have on person, nickname Snub. Fingerprint classification.
Tracy's car's over in that garage. If he gets to court, he'll pin the whole rap on the kid.
Not when this blows up.
Okay, when you get it planted, go on back to the hideout.
Right.
Bring him on. I'll fight all 17 of them.
Junior, leave Mike alone.
We'll be at Criminal Court, Division 9. The Kid Stark case opens in a half an hour.
Nice people.
Yes. I've a suspicion they don't like me. Look after them, Steve. I've got to get to court.
Right.
They'd never have convicted him without Tracy.
Yeah, and if you'd stuck around and seen if that bomb was in that car like it should have been.
Shut up. Well, what do you want?
Here. We need more cars for that Manila shipment.
Well, you heard him. What are you waiting for? Come on, get out.
Okay.
About that special bill, Parker. Put in the Super 8 Harmer motor. Change the serial numbers. Take that sedan body off and make it a coupe.
Yes, sir.
Paint it yellow. Cool it down, put in a Drake mortar, and paint it a two-tone green.
Right. Hey, Snub, strike it.
Okay.
It was easy. Why, she even left the keys in the car. Can you imagine anybody being so dumb?
Mid-City Garage. Let's go have a talk with Mr. Snub Madison.
job worked here until last week, then he quit.
Why?
Why, because he... Say, listen, mister. I didn't ask him why. He just checked out, that's all I know.
Let's go, Steve.
Thanks.
Well, what do you think?
Snub's up there all right. I saw his time card in the rack. You get Hunt, Ransom, Reynolds. I'm going to have a look around.
Right.
You get this one changed over, start them all for the dock.
Okay.
Come on, let's get the money ready. $500,000. It certainly was a swell haul. Why, that armored car job was just the beginning.
Don't move. Turn around. All right, you. Turn around. Put out your hands.
What's the idea?
The paint remover is loaded with ether.
Look out, he's going to shoot.
heat, the gas won't clear out for hours.
Trigger, do! Do, pull that car over the head of the ramp. Don't let that gas get you. Put him behind the wheel. Ramp the wheel over and get out. He'll crack up, and his death will be accidental. Shove it down the ramp. That evens up for the kid.
Are you all right, Dick? Yes. The Starks. They're on the 6th floor. Come on.
You fool! That gas will knock us all out.
Well, how about the money?
We got to leave it. Out the back way.
Hand me that gas mask. Come on. Stand back.
Money Ron Merton was guarding when he was shot.
That wall's a fake. There are machine shops on the other side. We'll break it down.
They'll be gone before we can break through.
They're bound to leave clues. We'll fingerprint the place and take their files and correspondence. You men bring the money. Come on, Steve.
They certainly didn't leave much.
Clever guy, that Stark. All prepared to move out. As we were taught in school, a criminal always leaves something. Here's a slim chance. Maybe something's written on this. We'll test it. Thank you. Baron Kroner.
He's a spy, isn't he?
Worse than that. He buys naval and military plans and sells them to any nation that will pay him. I wonder what he wanted with the Starks. Check on Kroner. Take Rance, Reynolds, and Hunt and cover all his activities for the past week. Make a list of all his telephone calls and copies of all the telegrams he sent and received.
Right.
Just why do you want this radio control, Baron?
Because the radio control installed in the new Army tank represents the outcome of 10 years' experiments by the finest brains in the United States Army. A military development of the utmost importance.
What about the guards, Kroner?
They'll have been disposed of. The car that the tank is being shipped into the coast will be sidetracked at Perlita Junction about 2 p.m. The rest is up to you.
We'll have the radio control for you before leaving.
Excellent. The powers I represent will pay you well for its safe delivery. But, gentlemen, remember, I expect results. Good day.
Baron Nikolai Kroner, Shore Hotel, Los Angeles. As per your instructions, the farm machinery on train 74 will be shunted onto siding at Perlita Junction about 2 p.m. I checked with the railroad, and there is no farm machinery on train number 74.
Where is Perlita Junction?
In the mountains near Lone Peak, only a small switchback. Gwen, call in Hunt, Rance, and Reynolds right away.
Yes, sir.
By 2 p.m., we'll all be at Perlita Junction.
Pretty quiet.
Right on time. Wait here. How long have you been tied up?
About 10 minutes. I was sitting there taking a message when some men jumped me.
Telegraph the sheriff's office and have them get
I
up.
can't. I can receive messages okay, but they've wrecked my sending key and opened the circuit.
I see. Get word to as quick as you can. Come on, Steve. Let's go, men. The siding's over there.
Take it easy. Hurry it up, boys. We'll drive her down to the ravine. We'll need time to take that radio control out of her. Look.
I get it now. They're after the new Army experimental tank. Stark! Stay where you are.
It's Tracy! G-men! Let him have it!
Steve, take Hunt and Rance and circle around behind them. Right.
Here. Trigger, get the engine started. It's our only chance for a getaway. Come on, boys!
Wild down the mountain.
Number 19 coming up the grade right now. It's a passenger train. They'll hit head on.
Isn't there a switch off halfway down?
Yes, but I can't get word through. Lockwood, he's on that train. Steve?
Keep trying to get through. McGurk, you stay here. The rest of you go down the road and see if you can find the Starks. I'll cut across country in the tank.
Right. Let him ride the car down the mountain.
Supposing he comes to and jumps off.
I'll fix that. Take those handcuffs and handcuff him to that. Do it.
It works. I can only stop that passenger train. Too late. Number 19's already gone through. Chance. Gomez Junction. I can only get the operator in time.
Steve's on that train. He may be killed.
He's only one. There are hundreds of people on that passenger train.
boys hurt? No, we're all right. Can you get word through to Perlita?
Sure.
Tell the FBI men to pick up Tracy and Lockwood here.
Right.
No use looking further for the Starks. Let's go. Dr. Worthing, we have made all arrangements to destroy your new 200-inch lens unless you pay me $50,000. Further instructions will follow. Dr. Worthing, he's the famous astronomer at Wilmar, isn't he?
Yes, and he just finished work on that new 200-inch lens.
Have this tested for fingerprints.
Yes?
Steve, get me all the dope you can on Worthing, will you?
Right.
mercy. We cannot move the lens. It would take a week even to load it onto a flat car.
Well, I'm sure we'll be able to protect it here, Dr. Worthing.
I hope so. It represents an investment of $250,000 and 7 years of hard work.
7 years?
Yes. I hope Mr. Clark will be able to convince them that we can't pay this extortion money.
Convince them? You mean you're in direct contact with them?
A second note last night told us to have the money at a point on the upland highway exactly 6 miles east of Holloway at 10 this morning. You know, Mr. Clark is as deeply interested in the telescope as I am.
And you sent him to meet them without the money?
Only a dummy package. He's going to plead with them in the interest of science.
This is serious. I hope we can get there in time to stop him.
Move over.
That's his car, all right. The other one might be a contact car. Let's get him. We're being followed.
In the other car.
I guess that stops us. Yes. We'll get back to the observatory and help guard that lens.
Here's the money.
Very clever, aren't you? I expected you'd try an old trick like this, so I had you brought here. You're going to write a note to Dr. Worthing explaining how important it is for him to come through.
My reason for coming was to explain...
Forget the explanation. We want cash.
That's just the point. All of our available funds have gone into building this new telescope. We can't pay you $50,000 or any part of it.
He can pay it if he has to. Look that over.
Why, this is a plan
Yes. That's how we intend to destroy the lens unless he pays. Simple, bound to work.
Yes, I'm afraid it will.
Perhaps you will write that note for us now.
I guess that's the only way.
I'll tell you what to write.
Don't worry about Clark, Dr. Worthing. If they planned to kill him, they would have done so when they first found him.
I hope you're right, but I'm still greatly concerned.
Meanwhile, I suggest that you close the place to all visitors.
The crowd's already gathered for the afternoon lecture, and I hate to disappoint them now. Wouldn't it be all right if I just run through this one lecture and then close up?
If you do, it's on your own responsibility.
Doctor, I found this note pinned to the lens house door.
Clark seems convinced they mean business.
They must. Clark couldn't be intimidated.
It's 2:45. I suggest you finish your lecture and get everyone out of here as soon as possible.
Yes, I'll hurry it through and we can have everyone waiting here by 3:15.
Meanwhile, I'll make sure no one gets near that lens.
Shall we go in?
No, we better stick around and see what happens.
Most peculiar, Mr. Tracy.
What is it?
Why, this building is out of line. An error has developed in my calculations, and I just found out what caused it. I finally discovered this building had sagged, and so my instruments out of line.
These foundations certainly seem solid enough.
Oh, they've been standing solidly for years. I can't understand it.
They tunneled in from...
Take care of them. Steve, you and Mike come with me.
Okay, Dick.
We better set off that blast and scram. Well, why take a chance on that? We don't get the money either way.
And let them think we're bluffing?
I guess you're right. I was just thinking of all those visitors up there.
That's their tough luck. It's now or never. Come on.
It's no use, Mr. Tracy. He's dead.
From what he said, they must have a tunnel under the lens. But where's the entrance to it? The sagging building. The tunnel must be under here. If the lens building is in that direction, and the tunnel passes under this building, the entrance must be that way.
Well, there's an old mine tunnel down there.
That's it. Come on.
The rings about the planet Saturn are gaseous in nature.
Hurry it up. That only gives us 5 minutes. Somebody's coming. This is it. Stay here, Mike. Come on, Steve. Looks like we beat him to it.
There's enough dynamite here to blow the top of the mountain off.
Yes. And all those people are still in the lecture room. We gotta get this stuff out of here. Wait a minute. I hear a clock ticking. We must have placed a time bomb to set off this dynamite. We've got to find it. Let him go.
I was standing out there. There was a couple.
Keep quiet, Mike, will you? And help us with these boxes.
Yeah, I know. But there was a guy.
Come on. I've got it.
3 o'clock. Come on, we've got to get it out of here.
She's due now.
It's locked.
That's what I was trying to tell you. A couple of guys jumped me outside.
Get back. It's our only chance. But what are you going to do? Get back!
Let's get to the plane.
Number? Seems to me there was an X in front of us. X means experimental. Must be an experimental plane.
Low wing mono, 5.5 dihedral. There's a slight angle of incidence.
That's about it.
Looks very efficient to me.
Thanks, Mac.
Okay.
Here we are, Dick. How does it look to you?
That's the way I saw it.
Right to scale.
Look familiar, Mike?
Yeah.
Call the National Aircraft Company, Gwen. Now we'll find out who makes this plane and trace it down.
Sit down, Mr. Tracy. It looks like the model, all right, but you must be mistaken. The plane you saw simply couldn't have been the type. Why, only 4 of these planes were ever made. 1 was wrecked during a test flight. The other 3 have never been flown.
Well, we must be mistaken, Dick.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carston.
We're making a test flight with our number 2 ship in a few minutes. Of course, these are designed for the government, but as government men, you're very welcome to view it.
Thanks. We'll have a look.
Come with me. It's designed to climb faster and higher than any plane yet made.
Certainly looks efficient.
You'll excuse me, I have some final instructions from my pilot.
Certainly. I still believe it was a plane like this one that we saw.
Something fishy somewhere.
I'm going to stow away on this test flight. I might find something. You cover up for me.
Right.
This is Brand, our test pilot. Mr. Lockwood is from the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
How do you do?
Howdy.
Where's Mr. Tracy?
Why, he had to leave. Left his thanks for your courtesy.
I'm sorry. Well, Brand, all set?
Yes, sir.
Plenty oxygen?
Fresh tanks?
Shoot okay?
Yes, but I don't think I'll need it today.
I hope not. Well, off you go. Good luck.
I'll do my best, sir.
Now watch her climb.
Very pretty.
Here he comes.
so far.
Nice going. Better take her up over Edgeware Bay, circle the town a couple of times so you'll have plenty of witnesses. But fly high so they can't spot the type. And don't forget to call when you land. Tell Wade to dismantle her right away and load her on the truck.